Hello and welcome. On this week's edition of the program, we focus our attention to the Center for Management Development, the CMD. Established in 1973, the center is an operational arm of the Nigerian Council for Management Development, which engages in the development of managerial manpower and a range of skills to boost the quality of management in Nigeria. Now, 40 years down the line, how has it been able to contribute its own quota in building structures for the enhancement of professional standards and the effective management of our enterprises in both the private and public sectors? Director General of the CMD, Dr. Kabir Usman, is our guest, and he speaks to us on the goings-on in the center in the areas of training, funding, collaborative efforts of the center, challenges, and its achievements. These and many more will be thrashed in the course of the interview, so please stay with us. I'm Ayotunde Balogun, and it's question time. Dr. Kabir Usman, you're welcome to Question Time.
Thank you very much.
Now, it's a great pleasure to have you with us. You are the Director General of the Center for Management Development.
That's correct.
So, since its establishment, can you perhaps give us an overview?
Literally, of course, as you rightly said, I am the Director General Center for Management Development. My name is Dr. Kabir Kabo Usman, and I have been in education for the last 30 years. I was in the UK 25 years, in Manchester University, and of course at the Manchester College of Arts and Technology as an assistant principal. And I'm honored, actually to be part of my people, to come back and contribute my quota after being in diaspora for 25 years. It is very important, for us to say there is no nation that can do without education. And the Center for Management Development is not an exception. So the Center for Management Development is an incubation center. It's a scientific laboratory. It's an operational arm, actually of the council. We are supporting the council, work for the council, act on behalf of the council, do all the legwork. And I'm sure you will agree with me that there are quite a lot of, quacks management, training organizations and also individuals who are working around from one office to another with briefcases, but not providing quality training. Well, that must stop.
Now, do you think that the presence of illegal management consultants, or quacks, as you put them, has an adverse effect, on our management development drive in this country?
Well, it has. Because if I may just bring this to the limelight, Nigeria in a certain way, not as a nation, but if you look at the public service or the civil service, there is a training policy which says that about 20% of the personnel cost should be dedicated to, capacity building, capacity development, competence building, competence development, as well as, capability as well. But sadly, that has not been respected. That has not been implemented. And that has been a serious problem. And likewise, it simply means we need to revisit that. And that is why I was saying that we need to have a national, training policy, so that anybody who is actually working, irrespective of whether it is the public sector or the private sector, they have a right to training.
Now, Dr. Usman, I'm wondering, where does the Ministry of Planning come in all of this, to ensure that we sanitize, our management development sector, from some of these observations you've made, talking about the illegal consultants?
Center for Management Development, is one of the agencies, under National Planning Commission, upon which, the minister is Dr. Shamsuddin Usman. And he is, supporting us and supporting the country by restoring the culture of planning. There is no way you can plan without capacity. There is no way you can plan without data. There is no way you can plan without research. And that is why in national planning there are three arms, of the agencies. The National Bureau of Statistics, which is to do with data. The Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, which is NISA. And the Center for Management Development, which is the CMD. So it's a triangular relationship.
Now, DG, tell us, where is your operational base and how are you expanding on your area of operations? Perhaps you give us an insight on that.
Our operational center is Lagos, but we established, 6 zonal offices so that we can cater for the needs of each zone. Because every zone, they have got their own level of development They have got level of characteristics and level of requirements. So typical example, in the northwest zone, we are based in Ibadan. And also in the southeast, we are based in Owerri, in Imo. And also south in Uyo, in Akwa Ibom. And now in the northeast, we are based in Gombe. And likewise, in the northwest, we are based in Kano. And the north central, temporarily in Abuja, but we are moving to Makodi. Now, the philosophy behind this is that with 160 million, and we won't set standards, it is impossible just to be in one location. So that's why strategically we say we need to make our presence known in each of the geopolitical zones, so that if you cannot come to us, for training, we will go to you. And what we are doing is taking training down, to the people. And likewise, even though we are a federal government agency, we are supposed to operate nationally. And by doing this, we are touching base with management development institutions of the various states, so that we can raise, the level of their participation and their level of activities, and put back, the culture of training back of the banner. So if you take an example, in Gombe, of course, then we just had, our office. It was given to us by the state governor, and rent all paid for, facilities provided, given a piece of land where we can build our own office, and given a massive land where we can build a training complex. And the reason why of doing that is to strategically, serve, the northeast region,